Good morning, Claire. You're still muted, darling.
Nirvana. It's been a long time.
What an incredible journey we both have been through the last few weeks. Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely, my lovely. Yes, it's just been a real roller coaster of stuff. It's been crazy. We've been really preoccupied, haven't we, with stuff?
Exactly, and it's been quite an intense time. If I look at what's happening all over the world with extreme weather conditions, and what's happening in families, and like your mum, my sister, and my roof, and it's just been an intense time.
Yes, very intense. But anyway, I'm happy to have another catch up with you today. That's the thing.
Yes,
So for
exactly.
our third eye chakra, which is going to be fantastic. So looking forward to that.
Yes, we're at the second last of our chakras. That depends if we're going to decide to go into the soul star. We haven't decided that. We'll feel what it feels like when we complete the crown chakra. But yeah, this is the sixth in the series, which we started with the base chakra. We're now at the third eye. I am kind of trying to wear a little bit of indigo-ish,
Me too-ish.
I know, I saw, yay, she's got a color today. So that's awesome. Awesome. So, oh my God, can you believe I actually closed down all my windows before we started, thinking it might interfere with my recording. But let's start off with the third eye with regards to the basics of it, right? Based over here. In the middle of the eyebrows, it's intuition. And what do you want to add to that?
Okay, so you said about it being the primary sixth chakra. So that's where the term, using your sixth sense comes from. And of course that really does open up the whole kind of sixth, the third eye brow or brow chakra identity. The clairvoyance, the second sight, the sixth sense, however you want to sort of call it. We are looking at a very powerful intuitive chakra, which can kind of help us to quantum leap into lots and lots of other sort of energies and worlds, as you want to term it, really.
Exactly. And that's, as you say, we've got all those five primary senses, but there's that other sense, that intuition, that sixth sense. When you walk into a room, or you're driving somewhere, or something happens and something just doesn't feel right, that's your intuition. And a lot of people don't realize we all have that ability. It's not psychics or clairvoyance or anybody, but it's a matter of tuning into yourself and tuning into that wisdom which we're all connected to, and and trusting it, because sometimes I myself don't trust that intuition, and then I go, oh shit, I should have listened to myself, or I knew something was up, and we don't listen. So the color, as we said, is like an indigo. It's between sort of a black purple, blue purple, deep dark purple. And the crystals, oh my God, I've surrounded myself with crystals at the moment. So I've got my amethyst. Let me just minimize that video so I can see if you can see my,
that's beautiful.
Amethyst. I had the most beautiful amethyst. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful, Claire. Awesome. I had the most beautiful amethyst, probably about this big raw amethyst with the most beautiful spikes, which I paid for my roof to fix my leaking roof for. So, and isn't it amazing what you can do?
Well, there we are. You see what you can do with these crystals and spiritual elements.
Absolutely.
I have also a little owl that's dying to pop up and say hello to everybody. My little amethyst owl. I don't know if you can see.
And owl is about wisdom, and owl is very stealth. It also is about deception. So we can also deceive ourselves, with the third eye. So owl is a very, very beautiful, powerful energy. They swoop in quietly, and then before you know it, they've picked up the rat or the mouse, or and symbolically, if we don't listen to that third eye, that the owl could swoop in, or that deception can swoop in, and then before you know it, you swept up in somebody's dinner or something like that.
Well, actually, that's exactly what I was going on to say, that it's about listening to your inner wisdom. It's one thing, we're all connected to it all of the time, but we need to sort of drop in sometimes and just allow ourselves to meditate a little bit, or even sit with ourselves quietly, just to be able to hear what that wisdom is trying to say to us. Because so many people are off searching for the answers, always searching for the answers, and actually the answers really lie within, if we're only to just fall into ourselves and listen to that intuition, because it does speak to us, our higher self. It speaks to us all the time. And if we listen.
Well, I want to add to that, because absolutely correct. And I think what I also shared in the circle last Monday was, oh, you were not there, we missed you terribly. No. Well, what I shared was, absolutely correct. We have all the answers within us. What I have found, especially with circle, or even chatting to you or chatting to a friend, is when you share, when you have the other person holding that space for you, and witnessing your process, you can find that answer. But too many times we stay in that rat mouse wheel,
Absolutely.
and so part of what MEPS is all about, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, what we're trying to do here is to say we are here to hold the space for that process of self-discovery, for that process of, the answers are within you. We are just here holding the container, helping you guide to that truth of which is innately in each one of us, right?
Yeah, and of course that's a good analogy, the hamster wheel, because I think what you and I are trying to do is to just hold that hamster wheel still long enough for that person to start recognizing where they need to go, what they need to do to find answers within. And obviously, circle or groups of women sitting in circle can mirror that back so much, and MEPS can as well. The two of us are very adept at mirroring back, and slowing down, as you say, holding space, holding that wheel to stop it going round and round and round, because you can't listen to something going at that speed. You have to kind of stop and think, right, okay, this is time to evaluate.
Exactly. And have somebody to mirror or hold that space for you. I wanted to continue with my two very special pieces here, which I found out has got an immense amount of value. It is so rare, is my two pieces of sugilite, which is people can't find sugilite anymore.
Wow, I've never had any. Beautiful.
It's such, and if you wet it, you'll see how incredibly beautiful it comes out. I think this piece, because when I couldn't remember the name, and I sent it to a friend of mine, I said, what's his name again? I can't remember. And it's like, oh my God, please don't sell it, I'll buy it from you. I'm like, no, this is my suggestion. But very,
no way.
very good to use for third eye, working on the third eye, working on intuition. I've got hiccups suddenly. Working on your intuition, a very good stone to have, or any of the actual purple stones, spirit quartz, which are my other absolute favorite, only found in South Africa. This is spirit quartz. You get, it's like a very pale purple. They can get quite dark purple as well. This particular piece it's spirit quartz, and again, connecting, third eye and the crown chakra.
Yeah. Yeah.
And only found in South Africa, nowhere else in the world, which is
wow.
incredible. You wanted to share with us, because I love to know your oil with regards to the third eye.
It's interesting actually that the third eye, one of the oils for the third eye is frankincense, which actually is also connected with the root chakra. And it's the most amazing oil. I burn it all the time, and I really can't say to people enough to really try and get some frankincense. I know it's quite expensive, but it's worth it.
Yes.
Patchouli is another one. Patchouli oil is another oil, which is also connected with the third eye or the brow chakra, and myrrh. So quite powerful oils. You know, if you're from the religious sense of it, you know, quite powerful oils religiously, and also beautiful oils when you want to meditate with the third eye. And of course, going into foods as well. Blueberries, aubergines, anything that's got that sort of purpley indigo hue is certainly, you know, very nutritious and worth going and finding some good organic produce to eat when activating the third eye.
So it's Anya, Anya, Anya chakra, which is the Sanskrit name of the third eye. As we said, located in the two brows, to strong intuition, inner wisdom, and releasing of the ego. Then the affirmations, if I you know what we're going to do? We were going to do a few cards before we get to the affirmations. Do you want to
I can, if you can bear with me just a second while I go and get my cards. Hang on a sec.
No problem.
So I actually have got some affirmations down, but I'll leave those with you, Nirvana.
You can definitely add on some. No, you must add on to it. We'll share that at the end. We'll do the affirmations, and you can definitely share onto that. And as you know, I'm absolutely a more is more person. There's the words less is more is something I cannot stand. Doesn't come in my vocabulary. So I've got 4 packs because I don't know which one to choose from. So I thought I'm going to.
I have chosen Archangel Michael. The reason why is because he sits in this beautiful indigo. In fact, all the cards sit within this beautiful indigo. So I was just going to go ahead and pull an Archangel Michael card. And for those who don't know about Archangel Michael, he kind of slayed Lucifer from the heavens. And so therefore, if you want him slaying anything out of your life, you call upon him with this beautiful sword of light, and he will protect you. If anyone's in very difficult times, he is a very protective light angel.
Oh, I tell you, he's so powerful. And when you use his blue ray, you know, and the blue bubble and his armor, and his the sword, you know, you can literally cut cords with it. And it's one of the, you know, most powerful protection archangels to actually tap into and to use. So what I'll tell you the cards that I have while you're shuffling, and then you can draw your card. The cards that I'm going to choose from is healing with the angels, messages from the angels, magical unicorns. I cannot leave unicorns out of this. Are you mad?
No.
And then of course my favorite, which is the animal cards, which I always find is when I do readings, grounds a reading completely. You know, it's like just brings it back into the body, into the physical, where all of
I think animal medicine is beautiful, and the animals have so much to teach us. You know, we think we've got it all sus, but we're just in fact sometimes we really are quite low on the food chain when it comes
very
to that.
low in the food chain. All right, so Archangel Michael, which card?
Okay, so I'm just doing this for listeners actually, because there's quite a powerful message in this card. So if anybody's listening in and this resonates with anyone, we'd love to hear from you, because the first card that I pulled out is about believe and trust. And that's of course exactly what we were saying, is that you have to believe and trust in yourself, you know, and just call upon Archangel Michael to give you the strength and the courage to believe and trust in yourself fundamentally. Now, this also talks about a situation. So for people out there that need some belief and trust at the moment, we're talking about actually there are going to be favorable outcomes to this. We have a favorable outcome to our belief and trust situation, and things are really going to balance out. So I'm talking universally here as well. We need to trust and believe that we're going to have a favorable outcome to situations that are surrounding us all at the moment. So thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving us that message.
Mm.
And like I say, if anybody resonates with that on a personal level, do sort of, you know, come forward and let Nirvana and I know, because we would absolutely love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And that is, I mean, if I just have to think about my own personal kind of favorable outcomes, that the amount of favorable outcomes that I have got, my roof not leaking, another storm coming, you know, and etc., etc. There's so many things that I'm holding, those spinning plates that we were talking about in circle, that, you know, that you really want that favorable outcome. So that's a wonderful message for me too.
Yeah, and I think for me, my favourable outcome is that my mum's now back in her home. She hasn't had her operation, which she was waiting 3 weeks for, but the favourable outcome is that she's home and safe. So that's definitely my favourable outcome. And I've had many lately as well. And so without sort of sharing them all at this moment in time, I have to say thanks and gratitude for all the favourable outcomes I'm receiving at this moment.
I think, and that is something, and I'm going to close that up with regards to that card, is something that came up for me as well in this last 2 weeks, 3 weeks kind of thing, was just remember to focus on the gratitude. On the gratitude. Doesn't matter how dire the situation is or how overwhelming it is, because I have found myself so overwhelmed that I could feel myself slipping into such a darkness. And then I suddenly remembered the gratitude of the smallest things, of having an actual roof over my head, you know, we have so many homeless people here, having an actual bed to sleep in, you know, food on the table.
Absolutely.
And then that immediately takes you saying you've got so much to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we don't count our favorable outcomes enough, and that's just to sort of tune us in to all the things that we can be grateful for.
Absolutely. All right. I'm going to start off with messages from the angels. These are my Doreen Virtue cards. Now, Doreen Virtue has completely changed direction, hasn't she? And has gone from...
She doesn't read cards anymore.
No, she's completely changed direction, which is quite strange, but I do still enjoy the cards, you know, and the message that they bring, the inspiration, and you know, just the message, the reminders that we need, because as you say, we've got all of the knowledge, right? I mean, we were talking earlier on, people keep on reaching out, but sometimes we just need these little reminders, these little things that we can play with. You know, rituals are so important to help us to go into our intuition and to help us to remember.
But no, the thing is, what we have to remember is we have the universal knowledge within every cell in our body, because the universe created us. And so once we understand how powerful we are, that we have all of that universal knowledge actually within us, it's just allowing us to hear it, as we said earlier.
Yeah. Right. Let me quickly go through this, because I'm also looking. Oh my God, it's my favorite. Can you believe it? And you know what? How funny that is. You did Archangel Michael. This is Archangel Gabriel. How's that, of all the cards?
All the cards.
You know, there's so many of them. You have an important life purpose, invoking communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. Now, for the listeners that are listening to this, I mean, and just this is so huge, you know, the life purpose, especially also with what we want to do with MEPS, the communications, bringing in more sisters, bringing in more of a circle discussion, and the creativity around that, right? So yeah, don't allow insecurities to hold you back. People who are listening, and allow insecurities to, you know, take them into that dark place. I think of my sister who, you know, tried suicide a couple of weeks ago, and how, you know, dark that place can be. So just, you know, remember that we've got these incredible ethereal beings that is there supporting and helping us. Yeah,
absolutely, there to shine the light in any dark places.
Absolutely. So with regards to the cards, I will take scan them each one. If you can scan your one and send it, we'll definitely upload it onto the channel, you know. So
Sure.
and I'll also scan the little description in the little book, so people can really take their time in reading through that and making it their own message, you know, because this is a message for each one of us experiencing this. All right, so this is healing with the angels, and I'm trying to get through these. Cool. Goodness me, Archangel Michael.
I think he's definitely he's the one that we all need at the moment.
This is my Archangel Michael card, which is healing with the angels from Doreen Virtue. So and I
have to say, Nirvana, interestingly, he is my angel. He is the angel of my birth, and he is my angel. So that's extraordinary that you picked yours and I picked mine.
Wonderful. Okay, so and I will again within the little book scan the wording of the healing of your angels so that we can get through this. I'm going to go onto my magical unicorns, which is my, you know, favorite mystical animal, and it's best friends. True friends sticks together no matter what. And
is that a message in there for us, Nirvana?
Absolutely, there's a message definitely for us, but I'm again, you know, I'm thinking of what I'm taking personally. What I'm taking personally was my sister not reaching out to the family but talking to her friends and wondering why she doesn't want to talk to me or to my mum or to my sisters. And I think the answer in that is if a lot of families, you know, can understand, it's easier to talk to somebody else that's not in
absolutely it's not too close.
Yeah, and you can really open up and talk about stuff, especially if you're not used to, you know, talking to your family. Then friends is very, very important.
And I think this is where MEPS comes in, because we are the friends. This is where the message with you and I come in. We are the friends here to be able to talk to you, whoever's listening, about any of these things. You know, I mean, Nirvana has just said about her beautiful sister. You know, and my mum had a real ordeal this last few weeks, and we're here to, as friends, to talk and listen to you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that in the first step already is just being able to share what is going on for you, what is happening for you, you know. And it's sometimes easier to talk to somebody that's not connected to the family or not connected to the situation.
Absolutely.
And you also find, talking about best friends, really who are your true friends when you are in the darkness of the darkness. And I think that is also something I saw through my sister as well. She said, now I can truly see who are my true friends, you
absolutely know? Because, you know, the term fair weather friend, there's many of those about, you know, they're there when the sun shines, and when it doesn't, they're not interested.
Or when the money runs out, or when
when the money
exactly.
Or you're not providing something that they need. So but we're here whatever the weather. So
100%, whatever the weather, and sometimes we might not be here for 2 weeks, but
because of the weather.
Because of the weather, exactly. You know, the mother weather, or the sister weather, or the roof weather, or the, you know, whatever weather. My last card, which I'm quickly going to go through, is my beautiful animal cards. And I'm just wondering what is the card that's going to, well, one fell out. So the seal. It's imagination. Look, I love these cards. Aren't they incredible? They are just imagination, which is all about the third eye, right?
It is,
Immerse yourself in artistic and creative expression. Then the seal card, immerse yourself in artistic and creative expression. I've got a new ring light from my mum, and I can't tell you, I couldn't wait to use it, but I'm seeing how it's reflecting on my glasses.
Actually, I just thought it was strange, because when I showed you my owl, I had this kind of owl looking back at me.
I look very
You have
strange.
owl eyes.
Absolutely. I think I might have to move it further away. But anyway, so this is the seal. Again, immerse yourself into artistic and creative expression, and it's about imagination. So,
So
wrapping up.
I'm going to wrap up with talking about through a few affirmations.
Yep.
So
I'll do mine.
for people, if people want to sort of relax into these, if you want to close your eyes or you want to, whatever you want to do, breathe into them as I read them out. I honor and trust my intuition, and my gut, my intuition. The two are very, very closely linked. I learn from my experiences, because remember, all experiences are universal. All experiences are created by the universe, and we have the wisdom to solve them all. I am connected to the universe. Absolutely. I have clarity and peace of mind, as the cards have said. I look both inward and outward for balance. Breathing, receiving, inhale, exhale. I am receiving and I am trusting, and I am filling myself with gratitude.
I will end off with mine. Thank you, Claire. That was beautiful. So again, a few of them quite similar, but differently worded, but sometimes we need to hear things differently. I trust my intuition. I feel connected to my spiritual truth. I let my inner wisdom guide me. I trust my decisions. I quiet my mind with ease. And those are the ones that I have. People can find us where, Claire?
Oh, they can find us MEPS, MEPS, at MEPS on Facebook, and at MEPSology on YouTube. So yeah, please lean in. Please, if you want to have any more cards pulled for you, we're more than happy to do that. Yeah, come and talk to us. We're your friends. We're here to listen.
Absolutely. And now you took the words right out of my mouth. This card reading is quite fun. And, we can certainly do, after we finish with the chakras, maybe once a month, do a little bit of a card reading. We'll see how it goes. But this was quite a lot of fun and I enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Claire, for your beautiful time. And
thank you, Nirvana.
So nice to catch up with you. I've missed you so much.
Me too. I missed you.
At MEPSology, please like, share to people that you think can gain benefit out of these wonderful conversations. Lean into us at MEPSology on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Have a beautiful rest of the day, Claire.
I think we should just and say goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Mwah.